Why Somali Ajab is banned? Because the unit is very strong. The musket unit that you get with Somali are very strong. The rifleman is also very strong because it have a high range and you can just right click on artillery units and counter them. So that's why it is banned. And it's free pop. This is why. Pressure is still on. What's up, boys and girls? How you all doing? We are here with the third place match, technically, for the Treaty Iron Lake tournament. And this is the first game of the series. It's gonna be between V and Voltigeur. And we got V playing as Ethiopia and Volti is playing as Sweden. I'm not really sure about the civilization bans. Hopefully Chad Dash will drop by the chat at any point and he will let us know. But I have no clue what were the civ bans for this matchup. I mean, for this series, technically. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, considering the fact that they are slightly ahead of time, I'm just gonna go on triple speed. Hopefully we will catch on it. I mean, anyways, it's the boom. So nothing special is happening other than the thing that we know. I mean, it's Sweden. Oh wait, is he? Oh god, I think the villager is stuck. I don't know, either the villager is stuck or the hunts are stuck because... Oh no, it's the hunt. Yeah, the hunts are stuck. Oh god, I don't think they can come out. Well, I mean, it's fine because it's next to these three dwarves, so that's gonna be actually quite good. At least he doesn't have to herd it every time. Let's check the deck before anything else. Let's check the native. Right, so we got Berbers and we got Sudanese. This is like a very usual spawn. It's very less likely that you get the Sufi and Berber, and it's very unlikely that you get Sufi and Berber together. I mean, usually it's either Sudanese and Sufi, or it's gonna be Sufi, sorry, or it's gonna be Berber and Sudanese, so it must be a very high level RNG to get that. In 2 days I have a new Prime sub. Well, I hope that goes to me, Charles. But yeah, anyways, love you as always. Okay, let's check the deck before we forget about it. And alright, so the deck is very standard deck for Volti. I mean, he always used the same deck with Sweden. I've never seen him play anything, I mean, any other deck rather than this with Sweden. So he got the fish crates, and he does have the mountain troopers, which he will be sending as soon as he goes to industrial. So usually you'll send this shipment twice before you hit Imperial, so you can have a very big overpop of mountain troopers for the start army. And it's gonna be very good overpop, I would say, considering Sweden's overpop is, I would say, probably one of the worst start armies, so it helps a lot. But other than that, he does have the cavalry damage. He does have Riddleswap allies. I think this is a card that I didn't see on the other game, or did I? I don't know, I can't remember. But to be honest, considering the fact that there are the Berbers, I'm not really sure why he didn't go for range cav combat on H3. That would have been a very juicy card for the Berbers, because the Berbers are such a good unit, probably one of the most broken units inside the game. Because there are cavalry that there are light range cavalry that counter all cavalry, and they do counter artilleries as well, and they do have a very nice melee attack, and they have very decent HP, so they're a very good unit overall. So having this card, I'm not really a big fan of this, considering the fact that you're against Ethiopia. It's not going to be helpful, and on top of that, using the Wittelsbach goons against Berber camels, it's going to be quite bad, because, as I've said, the Berber camels, they counter all type of cavalry, so probably one of the most broken units inside the game. So yeah, probably using light range cavalry on H3 would have been a better choice. For the factor that you're against Ethiopia, one of the best skirmishers inside the game, and also you're going to fight against Berber camels, which is one of the best unit that counters all type of cavalry. So having an extra cavalry there, light range cavalry, probably they're gonna die most of the time before even they do anything. But we'll see how he will pull that off. Other than that, he got Infinite Carlin, which is very good for the sustain. At some point, I took out the Infinite Carlin from the Swedish decks, because I felt like you can't just get away with it, but now I'm in a stage that I feel it's a very good card for the sustain, and it's very helpful. But to be honest, like, looking at this deck, I mean, I feel like there is something wrong with it. It's like, it's something that me and Fed were talking about the other time, where, like, Inca got obviously all these infinite native shipments, and you have like three, and you usually will use at least 3 infinite native shipment, and you have infinite trade, which you have to use. And some cases you will use 4 infinite native shipments, so that's technically 5 infinite cards that you're using, and these cards are not stat cards, and they're just like infinite cards. So it's the same as this. I feel like having 4 infinite cards is not as valuable as having a card that gives a boost to something specifically. I mean, obviously you need this card, you need this card, and, well, this card is a very good card, so usually you'll need that. I mean, I would say for any Swedish deck with or without mercenaries, you have to use this card, because it's a very good shipment. Like, it's a skirmisher, they stay in long range, they have a very good attack, and they do promote as well, so they're a very good unit. But having this card is, I would say, not the best, because right now he got 5 infinite cards inside the deck that he will have to send over time. So you have to think about it like that, because if you have a card instead of, for example, this or this, that gives you a specific stat, such as light range cavalry on H3, or like, I don't know, maybe extensive fortification. Even though I'm not really a big fan of extensive fortification, I would say that's a very better option compared to having 5 infinite cards with Sweden, especially. And also, I have to highlight the fact that he doesn't have refrigeration, so he's completely going an all-in strat. I mean, it could go good or bad at the same time. We'll see how this will go. But obviously he has to play and finish the game as soon as possible, because once he reached to a time where his coin drains, then obviously he's gonna have a very hard time to sustain the food. Because I would say it's gonna be impossible to sustain the food at that moment. Not sure if I said food or coin in terms of draining, but well, you know, I meant food, not coin. Because coin is like a gather rate that you have with a very decent gather rate, so. But food is the one that you always end up having a problem with Sweden. How are you doing, Dramus? And how are you doing, Pi? And well, that's Charles again. Alright, let's head back to the deck. But yeah, other than that, as I've said, he's gonna be sending this card twice. Oh god. Did he just take this? No, you shouldn't send that now. This is a tech that you have to wait and get it over time, because the more resource you have, the higher the coin trickle is gonna be. I mean, I'm pretty sure inside the description it's written, but the later you send it, I think there is a limit, obviously, but it will reach to, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be 4 coin per second, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, I do have to double check on that. But yeah, definitely now is not a time that you want to send that tech, because obviously at this stage of the boon, you don't really have that much overall resource that the resources will stack and give you a coin trickle. But anyways, he took it, and now he's also maxed on Berber Wills. To be honest, the Berber Wills with Sweden, I would say, is a very good bonus, because you can use them on gold mines after Imperial, and then after that you can just chop wood with them, and then that would help you to switch one factory at least to coin, because these 5 Berber Wills, they gather wood very fast. So you can easily switch one factory to coin for the whole time to have a better boom, and then obviously later on after the trade you can switch the factory to food. I'm a bad player, but I'm passionate watcher. I mean, you want to put it that way, sure. Oh god. Oh no, Volti screwed the timing. Didn't he? Yeah, he did. Volti screwed the timing, so he aged up before the Wittelsbach ally arrives. So once that happens, like if you age up faster than the second shipment of the Wittelsbach ally, the shipment will be cancelled, because you will be already at the build limit. So as you can see, he's on 24 instead of 31 Wittelsbach troopers. So yeah, that is gonna be that. Today is the final. No, the final gonna be on the weekend, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a very good one, I would say. It's gonna be Nick versus Julian. Oh, Nick, aka Conqueror. This is one thing I would say people, most of the time, they forget about it. Like these hunts that walk over the economy buildings, especially talking about the economy buildings that the villagers are moving around, such as the estates and the mills. So once you have such building, it's always the best to get rid of the hunts, the moving hunts, because they're just gonna walk around, go into your economy building, ruin the pathing for your villager. Well, obviously we know the pathing in AOE 3 is probably not the best, but at the same time there are villagers that have these awful pathing eventually get stuck inside the plantation or mills. So having the hunts walking over the mills and estates then obviously make things worse. So that's why it's always the best to just kill the hunts. TKC OP clan. Oh, actually, it is Killer Clan, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. So, Volti's already maxed up. Let's check V. Oh god. Wait. I hope V didn't forget to overpop properly this time. Oh, did he? Oh god, he did. What is he doing? Wait, he didn't send that again? Oh god, like, I don't know when was it? The other series that he was playing as well. He forgot to do that. Wait, was it V? I think it was V, right? If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, well, when you take this card, the whole idea is to send it once before Imperial and then send it again after Imperial. So you'll have 44 of these native units for your start army. Clan tournament when? Probably at some point I can do that. Somali Egypt is banned in this tournament? Yep, it is banned in this tournament. And I do want to actually check what Egypts you go. So he went with Jesuits, he went with Habesha, and Portuguese, and Oromo. Okay, yeah, so the Egypt order is good. No problem with that, definitely. But it seemed like V didn't get his lesson and he's still going with the same deck as he went the other time. I don't know, was it versus New Ability, if I'm not mistaken? I think it was versus him. Yeah. Or wait, was it V or was it someone else? I can't remember at this point, like... I think it was V actually. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, so regarding V's deck, he does have this card, which is a +5 damage, all damage action for Gunpowder Trooper, and for this case, it's just going to be for the Neftenia, which are the Ethiopian skirmishers. So having 5% extra damage for one unit is definitely not worth it. And he doesn't have the Age 1 Trickle card, which gives all the Ethiopian units an influence trickle. So that card is very useful. I'm not sure why he doesn't have that, because over time and over the fight, and considering the fact that this is Ethiopia, you will get so much resource with that card. And then he does have the charity card again. And probably he won't be able to use it. Unless, wait, is he... I mean, he's still got 30 vils on coin. Does have 30 vils on coin. But, I mean, by the look of it, it seemed like he's gonna go for the charity card again for the trade. But I've said this like a million times, you don't need the charity card with Ethiopia. Like, even if you want to play with Mercs, which is like very influence heavy, you don't even need that card, because you'll get so much influence from just microing the mountain monasteries that you don't need to do the trade. So that's one thing I don't know why people do it. And probably I would say it's a very bad build order to go this way. And I do hope he doesn't get this, because this technically drains Ethiopia on coin. And Ethiopia is one of those saves that once it reached to a point where you're sustain, where you're out of resources, your sustain gonna be awful. So that's something you do not want to have, like just reach to a dead point with Ethiopia. But actually no, it seemed like he's kind of microing the... Oh no, he's not. He's just like using the Abuns and the Berbers, and pretty much that's it. Okay, so he's not doing that. But anyways, back to the deck. But for... Oh wait, he needs population for this. And also, overall, I'm not really a big fan of this card. I mean, it's not a bad card, but I'm not really a big fan of it because it boosts the damage by 5%, and this is like just an H3 card. So probably I would say it's not worth it at all to have it. This card is very good, on the other hand, because it gives a splash. And also it's a very good overpop. 3 little bombard is fucking amazing for the start fight. But considering the fact that he's using Sevastopol mortars, having this card gonna be helping that a bit more. But probably I've said it quite enough that I'm not gonna repeat myself that much. But Sevastopol mortars are not really a good unit anymore. They used to be very good, like very, very strong units. Probably one of the most broken units inside the game, but they nerfed it over time and like patches after patches because how broken the unit was. Because it's a very... I mean, in paper, it's a very good unit now, but it's very pop heavy. It's 8 pop. And then it doesn't really do as much as it used to do. So that's why I'm not really a big fan of the unit anymore. Like, even if you want to siege, you can make 2 mortars. It's gonna be the same pop, and you can siege faster with that. It was against Nick Dutch. Oh yeah, thank you, this guy. You're a beast. Charity cards seem pointless with Ethiopian units cost a lot. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Ethiopian units by default are expensive, especially Neftenia is 65 food, 70 coin. It's very, very expensive unit. Like, I can't think of any other skirmisher that is more expensive than this. I think it is the most expensive skirmisher inside the game. Is there any other skirmisher that is more expensive than this? I don't think so. But yeah, it is the most expensive skirmisher inside the game. And then the shuttles, another unit that used to be very strong, but then they nerfed it over multiple patches, and then now it's probably one of the worst units that Ethiopia have. The Oromo is quite expensive. It's 240 res. I mean, it used to be 3 pop. Now, thankfully, it's 2 pop, but still very, 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 very expensive. And then, I don't know why, like, sometimes I feel the unit is not really doing that much in combat when you're using them. So, again, not a big fan of them. Jaegerchere is a very good unit, but you will need the H2 cards to make it in a better way to use. Let's put it that way. Ethiopian javelins are still one of the best goons inside the game, I would say, because of their animation and 1.5 attack speed. and well, very decent stats. So overall, I would say what you want to use in the Ethiopian unit composition is going to be mostly range units. And obviously, you're going to use few shuttles and oromos. Shuttles are good against skirmishers, and oromos are good against like off-position artilleries. But then again, like, I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or not. Probably those in YouTube have seen it more often, but I usually use the Berber camel from the outpost, the Berber Raider. I don't think I've built any outposts. Yeah, I haven't. So there is an outlaw for Ethiopia, but you need a card to make them 2 pop. So if you have that card, with this card, they will be cheaper as well. So in terms of stats, they're very good. And also they do siege damage on melee. So that technically denies any sort of resistance on most of the units, except for those that have siege resistance. And on top of that, they do damage per second. They do burn damage, which is a dot damage, technically, with every attack they do. So every attack you do with them, you will burn your opponent's units. So that's why it's a very good unit. And like cost-wise, it's almost like Ulan, but HP-wise, it's stronger than Ulan. And damage, as I've said, is like very good. So most of the time I prefer to use them, unless, well, I'm versus Sweden. I guess like versus Sweden, you're not gonna use that many heavy cavalry anyway. So Ethiopia need without net trade cards? No, you don't need it. I mean, I believe he already traded as well. I think I'm gonna go with normal speed. Play fast. Yeah, I have to go with play fast. This is like very slow speed. I think like this is like default speed. So yeah. Since this is like the last 3 minutes, I'm just gonna go with the normal speed. Isn't this like shooting over the half map? Isn't there a rule for this thing to not build it too close to the half map so it will not shoot over the half map? I don't know. I mean, Volti's one is fine because it's exactly at the half map, but it seems like V is a bit extending because the palaces with African civs, there are technically more or less the equivalent forts. They don't have the fort range, but still, they have 24 range. Yeah, this is definitely over the half map. But anyways, that's for the tournament admin to decide on this. I mean, of course, if Volti complains about it, they're gonna run out soon. Yeah, this is why I say that. I mean, he got 60 vils on coin now. I think probably now it's gonna be better. But you don't need this card. Like, you just gather from Mountain Monastery and then you just micro that. And then you will have a lot of coin and a lot of influence without losing food. Because once you send this card converts your food to a less amount of influence. It's not equal amount or higher amount, it's less amount. So that's why it's not really a good art to send for Ethiopia, because you can get a lot of resources, a lot of influence with Ethiopia. So that's why you don't need the charity card. Like, considering he had the Berber views, like, this is a very low boon. Just because he used the trade. Check. buildings. Well, the outpost is not fully upgraded. Oh god. Wait, Volti traded so late. No way. Oh my god, that's very late. Did he just trade or something? I mean, this coin amount is very low. It's gonna be very edgy, actually. But yeah, in terms of start army, Ethiopia got the bigger start army, so Sweden definitely want to stay back and not be that aggressive. This is gonna be a very good trade because they do melee damage on range, so they will be able to clean those goons up. Alright, you see, this is why I say the Berber builds are so broken. Sorry, the Berber camels. Oh god, he can just walk up and then kill those artillery. I don't know why he's not doing that. But yeah, look at that. Like, this unit is supposed to counter. Oh wait, no, they don't count. Wait, what? I thought they counter goons as well, but they're not. They only counter heavy infantry. Okay, well, that's bad. I thought they were like equivalent skirmishers, but they are not. Well, that's even worse. Right, V is trying to control this side of the map. Volti is not really doing anything on that side. He's keeping the mountain troopers behind. I guess he doesn't want them to die early because obviously Ethiopia have a bigger army, so he just wants to trade a bit and then slowly get to a point where he will use them. I guess now he's just going in. Like, this is why this unit synergizes so good with Sweden. Like, probably it makes Sweden a very high tier save. Because, like, you get Carlins with 15 range, these are 20 range, so they're always in backline. And they do promote, like this unit, they have, wait, no, this is not promoted. No, this one, 22 range, 2.4 attack speed, like, it's amazing. It seems like the trade is still going on, the players are just constantly trading with each other. Slowly trying to get the control over the side. We haven't taken the last upgrade of the sentry tower. Going back to the mid. It seems like V is not really selling the sheep either. But still, it's a very good value to sell. Like, you get immediate 600 resource and then it just resets and then you do it again. Like, not using the full potential of the Civ. Seems like Volti is trying to push in more aggressively. How is the coin situation going? Still below 8k coin. That's because he traded very late, but still surviving. Not the end of the world. I would say V is kind of over investing on that side. And that's like what? This is 14 population trying to kill a mortar and few Carlin. Right. Pressure is still on. 32k influence for V. 18k coin. Not too bad as of now. I'm not really sure why he's keeping the Avuns alive. This is like 10 top of your army. Like, you just want to get rid of them ASAP. As long as you have the mountain monastery is enough. There was a point where Avuns were so broken. Like, you could just have multiple of Avuns healing the same unit. So you could potentially keep your artillery alive all the time. So that is the time where the Sevastopol mortars were also broken. But now those time are over. Like, you just want to get rid of the Avuns ASAP. Because that's 10 pop, is quite a lot. Seem like Volti is completely abandoning that side, but if V gets the control over the cliffside and the native, he can do some serious damage to Volti, because he can just try to enter, like, I would say if he siege this wall, these walls will be going down, and then that's going to be one wall to the eco. And considering how low he is on coin, he can do some real damage to Volti. Volti switched both factories to coin as well, because you got 11k wood that he's not going to use. Why Somali AJAP is banned? Because the unit is very strong. The musket unit that you get with Somali are very strong. The rifleman is also very strong because it have a high range and you can just right click on artillery units and counter them. So that's why it is banned. And it's free pop. Why? The pressure is still on. Volti is doing some good pressure. V is kind of draining. Still got resources, but Volti is applying enough pressure with the artillery and the mortars. I mean, this building with 7k HP is just dumb. Alright, 3 goals coming in. There we go. The palace gonna go down. There we go. So as soon as he gets rid of this mountain monastery as well, there's gonna be no mountain monastery that is buffing Ethiopian units, and that's gonna be bad because they do buff 10% HP, so it's a lot, so you don't want to miss on that. You should try to rebuild the mountain monastery ASAP, like one here, probably. That's gonna be good. Pressure is still on. Nothing is really happening on that side of the map. Volti is mainly focusing on the center. Managed to get the TP as well. The TP is also on coin. Volti's coin is in a very healthy spot right now, so he's completely fine. Pressure is still on. He doesn't have the cove, and actually he cannot deal with the aggression of Sweden. Volti is about to spam the fish crates. It's gonna stack food over time. Or a bit of influence here. Or leftover. This war camp gonna go down as well. Oh my god, if that war camp and this one also goes down, then that's gonna be the doom for V. Because, I mean, he still got this one as well, but that's all about it. Like, these are the markets that are standing there in the middle. That was a nice splash, actually. Alright. One of the mortars, actually 2 of the mortars are dead. He's not trying to... He's not really fighting for the mortars. At this point, he's just spamming units so he can stop the pressure, but seems like the pressure is still on. 3 mortars alive. The native gonna be denied. Another 4 shots and the native gonna be going down. He's really underpopped, trying to gain the position. Trying to make some native embassy inside the eco. Spam those native units. The Sudanese are down. The Berber could go down as well, actually. Oh god, he's like thingy. Oh, no. The fight is still on. We still got the resources. He can afford losing his vills as of now. He's garrisoning inside the TC. That is good. That is good. So the vills are... I mean, most of them are gonna survive. And now V is inside the eco. Actually, Volti is very healthy. He can easily lose vills and completely recover after that. He can sell wood as well if he really wants to. Volti is down to 49 vills. Ethiopia don't have any bans. Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean Ethiopia does have a ban? They're not allowed to use Somalis, aren't they? Right, the units are dealt with inside the eco. Now he's trying to get back to his eco. Volti is quite healthy. It doesn't seem like he... It doesn't seem like he's gonna retrain the units. He's just going all the way back into V's eco and just completely destroying everything. Got plenty of resources left. V is 6k, well, 7k food, 6k coin. The coin is dropping. Got plenty of influence, so that could be something. But I mean, by the look of this, I doubt he will be able to achieve anything. He's trying to go for a mortar split again, but that's gonna be it because I mean, Volti got 220k score left, while V is somewhat draining, and the opponent is completely inside his eco. So that's gonna be game one. Pure domination, actually. Huge combat difference as well. Oh god, Volti traded so late. To be honest, we could just go very aggressive, push it very hard, and then probably Volti would have drained. He could definitely do that, because that's a very, very late trade. Especially in a 1v1. Like in team game, most of the time you can get away with it. But like the fact that we didn't apply enough pressure, like he could try to force a lot of artillery fights, and then after that Volti would have drained because he was very low on coin. But at the same time, even if he pushed very hard, he could have achieved the draining card as well, but he didn't. But yeah, this was definitely a good try. So yeah, that was a good one. Ethiopia doesn't have any ban. Wait, what? Wait, what? Was that the case? And then V still didn't go for the Somalis? No, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure the Somalis were banned. I don't know, maybe you guys changed the rule again. But if the Somalis are not banned and people are not abusing them, then... Oh god. Well, no comment. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it on YouTube. If you smash a like and subscribe until the next game of the series, catch you guys later.